I was absent from the city of Spokane for a time, and when I returned, Mrs. Lake was not at home. It was just time to leave for my afternoon service when someone came in and said, "Your secretary, Mr. Graham, is in the forest of death. Your wife is with her." Immediately I hurried to the place. One of my minister's wives met me at the door and said, "You are too late, she's gone." As I stepped inside, the minister was coming out of the room. He said, "She has not breathed for a long time." But looking on that woman, I thought of how God Almighty had raised her out of death 3 years before, how He had miraculously given her back her womb, ovaries, and tubes, which had been removed in operations, how she had married and conceived a child. As these thoughts arose, my heart flamed. One took that woman up off the pillow and called up God for the lightnings of heaven to blast the power of death and deliver her. I commanded her to come back and stay. She came back after having not breathed for 23 minutes. We have not yet learned to keep in living touch with the powers of God. Once in a while our souls rise, and we see the flame of God accomplish this wonder and that. But, beloved, Jesus Christ lived in the presence of God every hour of the day and night. Never a word proceeded from the mouth of Jesus Christ, but that which was God's word. He said, "The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, they are life." John chapter 6, verses 63. When you and I are lost in the Son of God and the fires of Jesus burn in our hearts, as they did in His, our words will be the words of spirit and of life. There will be no death in them. Beloved, we are on the way. Having formal acknowledgement as a student of science, it was my privilege to attend clinics, which I frequently did. At one time, I submitted myself to a series of experiments. It was not sufficient to know that God healed. I had to know how God healed. I visited one of the great experimental institutions and submitted myself for a series of experiments.